You're watching Central Illinois' best source for news and weather. WAND News at 4 starts now.
Up in flames now at 4. A major fire forces dozens to evacuate as dozens of firefighters work to put out the flames. Plus, beating the heat, record-breaking temperatures leading millions to sweat. Our team of meteorologists are tracking what we can expect. We're going to start with breaking news first at 4. The FBI is searching for a teenager who was kidnapped from Peru, Illinois. The agency says the girl is between 14 and 16 and the kidnappers may be headed towards Springfield. Witnesses told police they saw two men forcing the girl into a vehicle near Plum and 7th Street around 5 o'clock this morning. The vehicle is described as a white SUV. Anyone with information is asked to call 911. We are also following developing news this afternoon. A major fire at a chemical plant in Rockton could take days to get under control. Governor Pritzker just deployed the National Guard to help with this 4-alarm fire. It broke out at Kim Tool around 7 o'clock this morning. The good news is that no one has been hurt. Right now, mandatory evacuations are in place for a 1-mile radius around the plant. The full effects of the fire may not be known for quite some time.
We're letting this product burn, and that's the safest thing that we can do because we're so concerned about the product runoff into the waterways. At this point in time, there is no danger to air quality at ground level. Now, I understand everyone can see the large plume of smoke that's going south and southeast at this point in time, but I assure you that there is no danger at ground level at the plant.
Now, this fire is burning in the small Winnebago County town of Rockton. That's about 3 hours north of Decatur. Firefighters from multiple departments are battling this fire. Kim Tool says that all of its employees are safe. Smoke from the fire could be seen for as far away as 25 miles. We will let you know any details we learn about this fire as we get them. A crime alert now. Decatur police are searching for whoever shot an 18-year-old on Sunday. Police were called to the area of Sedgwick and Stone. The shooting happened around 6. The teen is expected to be okay. If you have any information, you are asked to call police. In Champaign, a 17-year-old is recovering after being shot Sunday night. The teen was shot in the chest in an apartment complex parking lot on Providence Circle. Multiple cars were also hit. Anyone with information on this shooting is asked to call police. New at 4, the U.S. vaccination rate is starting to slow down with more Americans getting the vaccine. There are now new concerns about how to get those hesitant to roll up their sleeves to be vaccinated. The push to get people vaccinated is picking up worldwide, and this afternoon there is encouraging news from Novavax. Clinical data shows that their newest vaccine could become a big tool in the fight against COVID. Morgan Chesky has these new developments.
This morning, a new vaccine is showing promising results. Novavax releasing data from phase 3 clinical trials, saying its COVID vaccine's overall efficacy reached 90% and is 100% effective in preventing moderate and severe disease, and even showed a 93% efficacy against virus variants, which could make the shot a good option for booster doses.
The U.S. is going to need booster shots later this year, and I think our vaccine will be very useful for that.
Novavax vials can also be stored in a regular refrigerator, making them more accessible to low-income countries.
The world has to be vaccinated to stop the pandemic, and our vaccine is one of the tools in that toolkit.
And with new vaccines starting to come online, there's a question over whether you need to match a potential booster shot with your original shot. A study looking at that right now. Volunteers that received the big 3 vaccines now getting a Moderna booster. Results not out yet, but could be in just the next few weeks. Morgan Chesky, NBC News, Dallas.
Here are the latest COVID-19 numbers from the Illinois Department of Public Health. The state says 52% of adults are fully vaccinated. 69% have received at least 1 dose. There were 165 new cases reported in the past 24 hours. That includes 9 more people dying. The pandemic and getting more people vaccinated is a major topic at the NATO summit, which is happening now. President Joe Biden said today he also wants to update cyber attacks as part of the summit. He will also work to repair relations with the alliance after former President Trump questioned its existence. Russia and China are expected to dominate discussions during the summit.
We will also address China. There are, of course, opportunities, and we need to engage with China on issues like climate change, arms control.
NATO and the U.S. have responded to Russia aggression by stationing troops in ballistic countries and Poland. Happening right now, record-breaking heat and a lack of rainfall are threatening the western half of the country. In Salt Lake City, Utah, temperatures are expected to reach 105 by tomorrow, hitting a triple-digit number above average for June. The extreme heat will also affect other states this week, including California, Montana, Wyoming, and Colorado. Let's bring in meteorologist Casey Rigner for a first look at our forecast. Casey, hopefully we will not be seeing those temperatures.
Oh no, absolutely not. Not here, but we did get to a rather warmer day, and what's great is the humidity is out of here. We can deal with the high 80s when those dew points are only in the 40s and 50s, and that's where we were today. For now, take you out the door. This is what we have looking east from the top of the WAND studios. We did have much more blue in the sky out there today, but mid to high level clouds have built in over the past several hours. Temperatures did soar into the high 80s, even the low 90s across central Illinois today, and we are dry for the most part. Looks like we may have a quick, very quick passing shower that did trek through Logan County, but seemed to diminish there. Maybe one quickly passing up in Coles County, just south of Mattoon as well. Nothing to get your hopes up for any rainfall. So if you want to grill out tonight, temperatures will be great. We'll be in the low 80s, mostly sunny in some areas, but for the most part, more cloud cover than anything for the nighttime hours. That clears up, and I'm talking about more heat on the way by later this week.
Tackling tough topics, the University of Illinois Springfield will be holding a series of speakers to discuss societal issues related to underserved communities. The first of its kind speaker series will focus on the reform pillars of the Illinois Legislative Black Caucus. Those pillars include criminal justice reform, violence and police accountability, education and workforce development, along with economic access.
If there is a bottom line to this speaker series, it's really to try to educate citizens of Illinois on some very critical societal issues that result from social determinant factors that in fact directly impact historically marginalized populations in this state and across the nation.
The first speaker will take place this Thursday at 5:30 via Zoom. You can register on the university's website. Well, you can have some fun with some good music while overlooking Lake Decatur. Country stars Chase Rise and Jared Neiman will perform at the Devon for a fan appreciation event. The concert will take place Thursday, July 29th at the amphitheater. The 95Q Appreciation Concert is being put on with the help of USA Concerts and Events. It is a big get for this venue.
Very happy. One of our biggest shows to date for sure, and we do expect it. If it doesn't sell out, it's going to come close, we think.
Tickets for the event will go on sale this Friday. We have a link to that right now on WANDTV.com. Well, caught on camera, a historic first for the U.S. Navy took place over Illinois this weekend. An unmanned drone refueled a Navy F-18 Super Hornet in mid-flight. The Super Hornet and MQ-25A Stingray drone took off from Mascatha, Illinois. The F-18 approached the Stingray. You see it happening here. It has a hose coming off the back of it. And then with roughly 20 feet apart, they connected, and some 325 pounds of fuel were transferred between the aircraft. Well, looking to the future, a Central Illinois girl knows exactly what she wants to do when she grows up. After the break, the surprise she got this weekend to help her prepare. And hitting the board, also still ahead, the newest sport being added to the Olympics and how Central Illinois is rolling into the action. Preparing for the future, a young girl got a chance to explore her dream of becoming a cop. This future officer you see here, Sky Webster. Decatur police had a drive-by for the 4-year-old girl this weekend. She got to meet several officers to see how the squad car and the lights work, and looks like maybe she even got to write some tickets too. Her family says they support her dream.
She's always talking about cuffing the thieves and putting them in the slammer, and so, you know, we support her and we support law enforcement. And I used to work at a sheriff's office myself, and you know, we want her to grow up respecting and appreciating everything that law enforcement does.
Sky says she also has a dream of becoming a chief too. And WAND is committed to showing the good in our community and in our first responders. We have started a new monthly segment, Behind the Siren. If you know a frontline worker who has gone above and beyond, we want to hear about it. It can be a cop, a firefighter, EMT, maybe even a dispatcher. Send us an email or a Facebook message so we can profile them. We will share their stories the first Wednesday of every month. All right, a live look over Lake Decatur this afternoon. Not a bad day after some brutally hot days over the weekend. Meteorologist Casey Rigner, good thing we have a cool down in the store.
Yeah, our weather's actually boring over the next couple of days. So coming up after the break, I'm taking everyone to a little bit more of a tropical environment. I'll talk about the potential for a second name storm of the hurricane season coming up next.
Also ahead, celebrating Dad, some tips on what to get the man in your life. We're back in just over 2 minutes. Well, beating the heat is important this summer, and WAND News wants to help. We have teamed up with the Macon County Senior Center to give fans to seniors who need them. If you want to donate, we will be at Walmart North in Decatur on Thursday from 7 in the morning to 1 in the afternoon. Well, Father's Day is Sunday, and the annual question of what Dad wants is on the mind of many. If the pandemic has proved anything, it's family time means more than ever. Dan Shinneman has more.
Throw it over here.
After being housebound for much of the last year, people rediscovered what was important to them. As Father's Day approaches, family time remains number one on the wish list.
Being able to get together, I mean, I don't need another tie.
So honestly, the spending time, with my kids.
Even though the world is getting a little bit more back to normal this summer, that doesn't mean that Dad is looking for some crazy grand gesture or trip.
Keeping that in mind, what is the best way to celebrate the dad in your life this Father's Day?
With many dads still working from home, now's a good time to think about upgrading his office.
In Fluid Stance, we're all about bringing life to work.
Fluid Stance founder Joel Heath says physical flow is just as important as mental flow.
So a flow card is just a beautiful tool that you can jot a note and you can magnetize it anywhere.
Helping with the balance of work and home are Fluid Stance's ergonomically designed suite of products like the raise, slope, and the level.
It gives you enough movement to matter when you're stuck in those places like your desk or on a Zoom, but not too much that it impacts your keystroke productivity. You just have to invest in the tools that give us the movement and the freedom to be the best we are.
Being the best dad is important to Dominic Miserandino. We spoke to Dominic last year about one of his best Father's Day memories.
We just spent the first 2 or 3 hours just walking and talking. It was the best Father's Day.
His wish for this year remains the same.
Spend time with my family, spend time with my daughter.
A priceless gift that means so much to so many. Dan Shenneman, NBC News.
Another option is to consider to shop local. Central Illinois has several small businesses and they would love for you to stop by. Well, tasting the trouble still ahead at 4, how one business is taking advantage of the cicada invasion and why the health department is now involved. Well, listen up, skateboarding fans. There's some exciting news. The Springfield Park District will soon open a new skate park at Isles Park. The ribbon cutting is Thursday at noon. It's part of the Isles Park redevelopment plan. The new skate park has multiple ramps, half-pipe, rails, and other designs for skateboarders. And speaking of skateboarding, it's coming to the Tokyo Olympics. It's one of the new sports this year. There are 80 qualifiers for the Olympics. And get this, the youngest qualifier is 12 years old, the oldest 46. Professional skater Hema Reynolds explains the feeling of having skateboarding in the Olympics.
Skateboarding has always been known as kind of like the little delinquents or the guys vandalizing the streets or whatever, and for skateboarding to be recognized on the level of an actual sport, it's a pretty crazy feeling, and I don't even know how to explain it. It's pretty cool.
The Tokyo Olympics start right here July 23rd on WAND. Well, other new sports in the Tokyo Games this year include karate, sports climbing will be added, think indoor rock climbing, also making a debut surfing. Baseball and softball are returning to the Tokyo Olympics after being absent for the past 2 summer games, and 3-on-3 basketball will make debuts, 2 new medal events. All right, take a look at this. From a distance, this looks like good pizza, right? Well, on a closer look, its main ingredient is creating quite the buzz. It's a cicada pizza. A Dayton, Ohio pizza joint unveiled its new spicy Thai cicada pie. It's an 18-inch hand-tossed pizza featuring cheese, veggies, a spicy Thai sauce, and cicadas. It's also baked the bug's wings into the crust. It's not for sale just yet. The restaurant is working with their local health department to determine if it can legally be sold. I just want to puke looking at this, Casey.
I can't stop making the face of disgust. Thinking about eating it. Will people order it? Some people might.
Let's hope that the health department says no.
Yeah.
Because
please say no.
It just looks disgusting. We were talking about this during the commercial break. People talking about eating flies and tarantulas, and no.
Not my thing.
All right. Well, we'll be right back.
So it's going to be sticky, muggy, you name it.
Is it warm enough outside to bake a cicada pizza?
Please, no.
Come on, let's
No.
give it a try.
No.
Okay, we'll be right back. Well, no, we'll be back at 5, not right back. See you then.